I'm Levon Williams, the Curator of Collections and Registrar for the Stax Museum of American Soul Music. In a lot of ways, before I even knew it, I was listening to Stax Records. You know, as an avid hip-hop fan, Stax Records stuff was sampled throughout hip-hop. I mean, thinking about I'll Play the Blues for You, Albert King being sampled by Big Daddy Kane for Young, Gifted, and Black, or Hyperbolic, I won't even attempt to say the rest of that title, from Isaac Hayes being sampled for Black Still in the Hour of Chaos by Public Enemy. I mean, these were things that I was hearing and understanding to be funky and soulful and not having any, idea of their connection to Stax. It wasn't really until later that I really got hip to what Stax was about. Around the time the DVD edition of the Wattstax concert was released, that's when I started really digging a little deeper into Stax Records. Once I found out about the community that kind of put it together and all that went into it, like, listening to those songs, understanding a little bit more about those, just, made listening to those records so much more interesting. Now that I get to work at the Stax Museum, being able to, maybe even know some of those artists and being able to talk to them directly about, what was going on in your life when you put together this song or when you recorded this album. Like, it's a really great experience to have as a fan. And it really would be difficult for me to, on the spot, come up with a bunch of my favorites. One of them is the Bar-Kays' Black Rock. It's not talked about a lot, but I think it was a very seminal record. Isaac Hayes' Hot Butter Soul, of course, is fantastic. Really largely responsible for making the album format a viable format for Black artists during that era. Just being able to be a part of helping to preserve this history, making sure that people know about Stax Records that maybe aren't aware of it. And there's a lot of people will talk about people that were involved with Stax Records. It was a sort of happy accident. In the year that I've been here, being in Memphis and seeing the culture that Memphis sort of has today, it does make it easier for me to understand how maybe that happy accident happened. I've heard people talk about how Memphis has a small city feel, but it's a larger city. I mean, and me coming from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Memphis is big time for me. But again, I do see elements of that very small town feel, and I see how these sort of incidents could have come together sort of, just by happenstance, where people were really connected and really involved and really passionate about what they were doing. I'm amazed at how far spread Stax music has gotten, but there's also a local community that maybe doesn't know as much about it, so being able to have those people come in and help teach them about it. It's an awesome responsibility, but it's, it makes you feel good about what you're doing.